lights up. Pigskin heads, their coffee cups. Football cards on the table scattered. Chasing legends, torn and battered. Weekly updates shouted loud. Fantasy lineups make us proud. Talking trades, hobby news to yell. Pigskin Press Box live as hell. Weekly updates shouted loud. Fantasy lineups make us proud. Talking trades, hobby news to yell. Pigskin Press Box live as hell. Foil flares the golden shine. Breaking packs the holy shrine. Hits and misses, legends rise. Gritty dance under neon skies. Weekly updates shouted loud. Fantasy lineups make us proud. Talking trades, hobby news to yell. Pigskin Press Box live as hell. Flares the golden shine, breaking packs the holy shrine. Hits and misses, legends rise. Gritty dance under neon skies. Weekly updates shouted loud. Fantasy lineups make us proud. Talking trades, hobby news to yell. Pigskin Press Box live as hell. Breaking bones, dreams collapse on brittle thrones. Trash talk flies, stats collide. Football frenzy never dies. Weekly updates shouted loud. Fantasy lineups make us proud. Talking trades, hobby news to yell. Pigskin Press Box live as hell.
What's going on, everybody? We are back and at our new time. I'm here with Hammy. What's going on, Hammy?
What's up, Craig? How are you, bud?
Oh, I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. Just was sitting down today, checking out a bunch of stuff on the computer and running around getting ready for today's show. How's everything with you, man? Everything going good?
It's been a busy week, man. My daughter has had ballet dances all weekend. It's the 4th of July weekend. Small town, lots of activities, lots of things to do. Fun stuff, though. Can't complain.
Nice. Yeah, I was just looking down in the chat, man. We got quite a few people in here already today. We got God is Great. We got Ken in here today. We got Reds in here. Pick Six. We got Texas Rippers. We got Justin, Big Sky PC and Rips. Boji. What's going on, everybody, man? Thank you guys for showing up and supporting.
Yeah, I appreciate it. You mentioned before we get the show rolling, Texas Rippers. If you have not subbed to Texas Rippers, sub him up. He's got a huge giveaway going on for the month of July. He's sitting at 100 and something subscribers. Go sub up Texas Rippers. Great channel.
Look, I'm super stoked right now. Not only do we have Seth in the chat here tonight. What's up, Seth? Dude, we were just talking about Lions Luck last week, and Lions Luck's in the building. What's going on, man? How's everything?
Yeah, I reached out to Lions Luck and said, you got to come on, man.
On. Hope everything's going well with all you guys. So, like we normally do.
Lions Luck has been on a heater. Let me tell you this, because this dude, he righteously so decided to step away from the YouTube and just focus on his kids, and him and his son Charlie. They've been pulling some monster cards lately. I mean, he's still pulling cards, so he's still one of the peeps, one of the original peeps of this great community. So Lions Luck, thanks for coming on, bud.
Yeah, definitely. Lions Luck's always been cool, man. We'll have to get him in on our fantasy football. He'll have to jump in there.
Oh yeah. Lions Luck. I don't know if he can handle the Hammy and his fantasy team this year.
the Hammy Wildcat offense, or what?
The Hammy Wildcat.
Nice. So I guess we could kick it off the way we normally do, man. And let's talk about some of the stuff we picked up.
Oh yeah. You want to kick?
Go ahead.
You have something? You want me to show you what I got?
Go ahead. You can kick us off this week. Let's see what you got.
Sweet. So. Let me tell you, I got a steal, guys. So I'm in a couple of Facebook groups where they sell cards and stuff like that, and I'm just like looking at it, and Jair Alexander, unfortunately, obviously no longer with the Packers, but he moved on to the Ravens. But I don't know. Do you remember Panini XR Hobby Box back in the day?
Yeah.
So I got this from a guy, 2022 Panini XR SGC 10. Okay, this is a case hit. Okay, this was a short print. Guess how much I got it for?
I don't even want to attempt to guess. I would say it's probably a good $50-$60 card. Easy.
I got it for $10.
Oh, yeah. There you go.
$10, man. I'll take it.
It's numbered too? What's
that?
Is it numbered?
No, it's a case hit. It's one in every case.
Ah, okay.
So it's actually a pretty sweet looking card. It's not numbered, case hit, short print. So Green Bay recently signed Isaiah Simmons.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
Original. I picked up his auto out of Phoenix.
Nice.
It's rookie card auto. So I'm freaking awesome with that. Added Luke Musgrave orange rated rookie to 249. Added that to the rainbow that I have building. And then this past weekend, well, not this past week, the weekend prior, you guys know my son is in football. I coach football. Went to the Jordan James football camp. I went ahead and picked up his Jordan James Bowman U prospect jumbo relic autograph. So,
man, you know what? You sent me that picture too of you guys with Jordan James. I didn't even think about it. I should have put it on my computer so we could load it up and show it to everybody.
Oh yeah.
I got to throw it up on the screen.
Yeah, it was. And actually, that camp, I got Coach of the Day, so I got a poster of Jordan James autograph as well. So we got that hanging up in the house, and I'll have to send you another. I got another picture of me coaching. I'll send that to you.
Yeah, dude, I'll put it up in there, man.
I was out there.
You didn't grab any extra cards of his that you took down there and got signed or anything like that, or what?
He wouldn't sign anything else. I did take a card, but like it was so freaking chaotically busy.
Yeah.
It was honestly, and it's the spirit of like the game. I just love football, so I was around a bunch of kids and teaching them basics of football and stuff like that, as well as being able to talk to Jordan James. And like Jordan James personally called me and asked me to come down and coach and stuff like that. So it was really, really, really epic.
That's super cool. That's cool.
And then so you got that picture of my son and Jordan James. Like, could we be seeing the future quarterback running back combination for a team?
Yeah, right. Well, Jordan James might be a little old at that point, but yeah.
I mean, might be 7 years from now.
Yeah,
7 years to a rookie. Okay.
Yeah, there you go.
It happened.
But that was your pickups this week?
Yeah, that's my pickups. I did order. It didn't come in, but I got a sealed 1989 Topps traded football set for $20.
Dude, those are so cool. I actually picked one of those up, and I ended up sending the Barry rookie out, and I got a 9 on it. I was like, oh.
Yeah, well, I got the what's Barry's in there, Troy Aikman's in there.
Yeah, Aikman's in there. Dion, I think, doesn't Dion have a card in there?
Dion's in Topps traded. So those, and
I think Derek Thomas too.
Derek Thomas
is in there too.
Those.
Yeah,
and I know, Bo Jackson wasn't in the traded set, so he was in the regular base Topps. But I have that one. I'm gonna grade that as well. But when it comes in, I'm gonna pull those cards out. If they look good, I'm gonna send them in to get graded and check them out. Yeah,
usually when you get one of those sets, like the first couple cards will dictate it. Like, if they're off-centered, they're all off-centered. If you know what I mean. So, yeah, those are pretty cool. I didn't pick up much this week. I grabbed another Joe Alt rookie. I got the blue hyper, so I didn't have a blue hyper of his. So just cheap card I want to pick up, and then I ordered a few of the Panini Instants. I kind of like those. I know you guys seen the debacle with my Hampton autograph one, but just the regular base cards. I grabbed Jackson Dart came in, so I grabbed one of those. And I grabbed a couple Chargers, just the base cards, off of eBay even. I think they were like a few bucks a piece or something. So
Man,
picked up
Lions
those.
Luck just straight up said, "Hey, who'd the Packers get in the draft? In that draft,
Golden,
which
right?
draft is he
Matthew
talking
Golden.
about? Oh no. He's talking about 1980. Is that man Derek? Did they
Oh,
get freaking the
yeah,
steroid
that was
guy?
Royd Boy.
That was horrible, man.
Yeah.
That's sad.
But
That was sad.
aside from that, I these aren't really pickups I got, but I did make something pretty cool, dude. So I'm a fan of mini helmets. I love mini helmets. I think they look cool. So I did make a helmets and hash marks mini helmet that I picked up here. There you go.
That's gorgeous. Man.
That looks cool, doesn't it? So that's
That
part of my
looks
new
good.
background now. And then
Is that the like the lunar helmet? What is that one?
no, this
Which
one
one is-
actually, what I did was I ordered a Purdue helmet. This was like a alternate Purdue because it had the gold face mask, and I wanted to go with the gold and the silver logo. So I ordered the Purdue one and just stripped the logos off and relogoed it.
Nice.
But I did that, and then check this out to go in my background. Bam! We got the Pigskin Press Box. Look at that. Ooh-wee. It's got the brown face mask, the brown and orange stripe with the orange.
That is sick.
So yeah, I kind of got him in my background, kind of doing the whole thing. So
Yep.
Pretty cool. So those weren't really pickups, but kind of pickups.
That was gorgeous, man.
I like the mini helmets. I think they're pretty bitchin'. So
yeah, I think it was smart. Let me guess, you were probably sitting on the toilet just thinking about what you can do next, and then that popped up.
Absolutely, dude. I was like, here we go. But last week too, I didn't just pick these up. I've actually had these for a while. But last week we were talking about, how I like to pick up the autos, and I like to try to get like a card, and preferably a rookie card, and then an auto from all of my favorite players. So you guys might see there's a couple holes missing in my cases. I brought these down. They were like from the 97 Upper Deck was what it was. And so I have the Chuck Bednarik that I brought down. So I try to get those cards. And then, I'll keep like one of their cards. This isn't his rookie. I have his rookie, just not graded. But that's a Bednarik. I just like the card because I thought it looked cool. So I kind of keep those displayed up there. And then I have the autogram, which is pretty bitchin'. And it's out of that Upper Deck Legend set. We're both out of 2007. And then I have the 51 Bowman autogram that I post up next to it. So that was kind of what I was talking about with the autos.
Cool, man. I'm looking forward to I think some I had some good I hit above 900 subscribers.
Dude, that's so awesome.
On Hammy and Son. So huge win there. I think that's great. So be on the lookout for, we have it's the 800 900 giveaway short video coming on, what to do and how to enter in, that sort of thing. So it was crazy. Like I think like right after I hit 500, it was like a breeze to get to 900 and stuff like that. So it was a lot of cool. So good stuff. So
no, that's pretty cool. Dude, you were talking before when you're coaching that you do twerks, dude. You should twerk on video, and in order to win the card, someone's got to do a response to your twerk video. They got to twerk back at you.
Every time I try to say, hey, tell my daughter Eden, hey, record this. I'm gonna twerk for the world, and she goes, no, I'm not doing it, Dad. I'm not doing it, Dad.
I want no part of this.
So in the chat, if you want me to twerk as the giveaway and shout the person who wins, I will twerk just for them.
I'm signing in for that, dude. I'll be there for sure.
I'll make sure I wear my red, white, and blue short duck shorts.
There you go. That's crazy.
I'll do it.
Do it. I think it'd be funny. But so those were kind of the pickups. I got the helmets done. I thought those were cool. This one, the helmets and hash marks one was actually pretty cool. It's matte finished. So
see, that's what I was saying. It's matte finish, and that's like, I think that's like that lunar eclipse, like the lunar helmet style. That's what it is. It's got that. Because I was thinking about, we were talking about doing one for Hammy and Son. I was looking at like a white matte finished mini helmet with but I think that's what you got for pigskin,
Well,
right?
this one's
So,
actually glossy. It's
oh, it's
not.
glossy. There it
Yeah,
is.
I went ahead and got the glossy one. I thought it looked
Yeah.
better. I wanted the brown face mask. It looks kind of black on camera, but it's actually the face mask, and then the stripes are actually brown. So it kind of
Yeah.
matches with the whole pigskin. It was a Cleveland Browns alternate helmet. So
Oh, gotcha.
yeah, I mean,
Gotcha.
you could
Yeah.
buy them plain, and then but
Hmm.
they're so damn expensive. Like because you have to buy the shell, and then you have to buy the face mask
Well, I mean,
separate. And so I just bought the
it's
ones I like and just
I we have a place a couple towns over that sell like I'll give it back to the community, right? So I'll purchase from local stores like a helmet, and if something fits great, I'll just grab it. I mean, I got plenty of mini helmets. I got a few Brett Favre autographed ones, a full size autographed Brett Favre, but like I'd love to have a little Hamman son and
that'd
even
be
a
cool.
pigskin press box one.
Yeah,
So
yeah. That one was cool. It was actually kind of hard to find that. I only found like a couple of them that were out there. That
yeah,
white variation one, I was like, oh, dude, it's got a brown face mask. I gotta have that with the orange stripe. I was like, that's cool. So,
yeah.
but so yeah, let's get into what we discussed over the week, and we want to talk about like the affordability and the availability of sports cards in our world. And
Okay. So before we jump into this, and if they're in we got 14 people in the chat, and if any of you guys are butt hurt by what we're about to discuss or what we say, suck it up, okay? Because gotta express how I feel when it comes to this hobby. And we're talking about affordability and availability. And it was one of those when Craig and I were talking, we were like, hey, let's talk about something that I was like, hey, let's just talk about something that has to do with the hobby. And I think, I saw too many videos this week just on affordability and availability all at once. It's really weird. So we have this uh in where I'm town, I live right on the ocean, right? So, and we have this thing called the Slam and Salmon, and it's like a bunch of fishermen out there fishing for salmon, and the one with the biggest salmon wins. But we have all these little vendors, little booths and stuff like that. And there's actually a sports guy who has selling jerseys, who's selling um, uh, Funko Pops, and he's selling all sorts of sports memorabilia. And he has a little section of sports cards and stuff like that. And he had those a full pack of those Score a Treat Halloween.
oh yeah.
A whole, you can buy them at a store for like $20, right? And he was reselling them for $45.
Really?
I'm like, yeah. I'm like, what? And I told him, I was like, what's the point? People could just go over there and buy it for like $20 at a store. Why are you reselling for 45? It's like, well, people are actually doing it. It's like, these are the people that, people like you that are out there taking all the product off the shelf and then reselling it in your own
and
booth.
those cards were really horrible too, to be honest with you.
I like them. I like them just for the fact that it's different. My wife's a big Halloween. She loves Halloween. So I got the whole collection of last year's. And I ordered a couple for this year, but yeah, it's and he was sitting there showing a kid, and one pack has 3 cards, 3 flimsy little cards. Remember that? Right?
They're made like Uno cards. They're like
And
super thin.
the kid was like, he was telling his dad, "Can I buy a pack?" And the guy says, "You can buy a pack. It's $2.50 for the pack."
Wow.
And he's like, "You can get 2," and he was telling him, "You can get 2 base vets and 1 rookie." I'm like, yeah, and that's all you're gonna get. And I mean, one chance that you're gonna get like one of those case hits. It's a card out of 99, and he's like, "No, one time I got a 101 out of them." I'm like, "No, you didn't, because they're not. You're not gonna get anything 101 out of those things." He goes, "No, I did." I was like, "Prove it."
The parallels are like orange and purple, and like they're not even not even all that. I was kind of looking at the chat while you were going. I seen Justin said he used to buy religiously, and now that he can't afford as much, so he's returned. His return in buying isn't there. So $40, yeah. I mean, you're spending a lot of money and there isn't a lot of return. And so I find myself looking for those products that I can pick up cheap. You know what I mean? I wait for like I mean, I like the Phoenix and stuff like that because I can get it. I like the card.
Yeah.
And so I get
Yeah.
the stuff I collect, but yeah, it does. It stinks relying on getting over on people to take part in the hobby. It's what Lions Luck was saying, and it is, and it's funny that we're talking about like the vultures and stuff. But when I started looking at it, I was thinking, I'm like, wow. So let's talk about affordability in the hobby. So before we came on, I kind of started like researching it and looking at a couple of things, and I'll pop up a picture here. I went on David Adams's website, and so this is on David Adams's website. I was looking, and I seen a select hobby box. And I got the price over here, $909.95. And I'm sitting there like, what are you really going to pull out of select anyways that's going to even get you that value? I thought it was like the most ridiculous like thing that I had ever seen. And so that was, when I was on Dave and Adams. And so I started thinking, I go, well, let me go over to Panini's website, and just when you thought you had seen that much nonsense, I was on Panini's website. And check this out. They have these patch cards that are going, it looks like it's a Dutch auction or something. Dude, a Jaden Daniels patch without even an auto on it, right? And they don't show you the back, so I don't even know if it's game worn or just another one of those not for any event, dude. Started at $4,999, dude. Like, really? It's not even an auto, and it's a one of one, but I'm like, are you like kidding me? Really? Like $5,000 for a card? And like I said, it doesn't say anywhere in the description if it's even like player worn or 2 days ribs. He said my wife gives me a small allowance so I don't go overboard. Yeah, someone's gonna keep in check.
And correct me if I'm wrong, Lions Luck, because he had mentioned I love to rip those, so I always will. I'm definitely getting pretty choosy about it, though. Correct me if I'm wrong, Lions Luck, but isn't that what a collector is about?
Right.
A collector loves to rip. And then I can understand, like, here, I think some of you guys, I opened up Phoenix and I pulled a Bucky Irving, the $299 out of not a Phoenix, but Select. And I'm actually giving it to somebody. I'm a collector. I collect cards. I mean, there are those cards like, I pulled the Jaden Daniels auto out of Inception and I sold it. But that allows me to buy stuff that I want. I mean, in this community, we've seen it. Like, I've done it to you. You've done it to me. Like, I think the one time, like, you didn't have that rookie Brett Favre, and I sent you a PSA slab one.
Yeah, it's in my face up there. He's up there with all of MVPs, man.
That's what a collector is. And I think I told you prior to coming on, is like, we talk about those sharks, the ones that freaking are first in line, the scalpers. And what really pisses me off the most is I was watching this video, this kid who collects Pokemon, right?
Right.
And a scalper first in line grabs all 10 boxes that were just recently stocked, threw them in his basket, looks at the kid who is second behind, who wanted that same box, looks at the kid and walks away.
Yeah, that's a little bit much, man. I mean, some people just got no couth. And I mean, I guess that's the downfall to it, like right now. And I know everybody's talking about the gambling and the flipping. And I mean, at the end of the day, we're all kind of gambling. We're looking at buying a pack or buying a box in hopes that we get something. And I'll be honest, if it's a player I don't PC, I do sell it. I'll put it on eBay, but I'm not here doing it as a business, or I'm not trying to like over gouge. Like if I have a Bonix I pulled, it's a silver out of Select. It was the silver die cut. I have it up on my eBay for like $15. Like, it's not even outrageous, but I'll sell that card so I can pick up something else I want.
Well, yeah, because you don't want to break your own bank, right? So, like, I sold that auto Jaden Daniels, and I was allowed to buy more product, right?
Right.
But even numbered cards, like I have, I would show later, but I have a black bin of all numbered cards that I don't sell it, but I give it away to my football players when they do an outstanding play.
Yeah.
And so I give it to them, right? But I keep my cards, and that's just, man, that's just
yeah, I mean, I said I do sell cards every now and then, but
Yeah.
it's more of like a trade thing for me. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like if I'm selling a card, I'm selling a card to get something else that I want. You know what I mean? I'm not doing this as a business, and I don't fault business. You know, like I said in the last episode, if it wasn't for the business, we wouldn't have nothing to collect. So I get it. It's just there's got to be a balance. You know what I mean? And people that are doing like shady things and you know and just doing stuff to like hurt the hobby is just ridiculous. And it's not just the hobby of like collecting cards; it's memorabilia. And it's
Yeah.
funny. It's funny it went down this road because you know, when I was researching today, when we were talking about, you know, prices and stuff, I ended up stumbling onto Walmart. You know, I was like, well, let me see what Walmart's got, you know? And so I went on and let me see. So I went on Walmart's website, and on Walmart's website, you can literally buy like grab like mystery pack, you know, repacks, whatever you want on Walmart's website. I'm like, where did this come from? Because you know they're doing like the whole Amazon thing, so people can actually put stuff on Walmart now and sell stuff. And so the crazy thing is like people are literally walking in to Walmart, buying up cases of blasters and mega boxes and stuff like that, going home and then literally reposting them on Walmart's website for sale.
See,
So I was like, it was like, this is crazy. It's like some of these people are like surviving off of this, you know what I mean? So that was the end of it. So I looked at it and I found this, you know, it was $149 for this Jaden Daniels mystery box thing, right? Where you're gonna get like this PSA card. And so I started watching that and I'm like, oh, okay, whatever. So, you know, I went on Walmart's website and I looked and the seller, his name was HOFSM.com. I was like, well, that's this guy's website. You know what I mean? Like, oh, I want to check out, you know, what this guy's about, you know. But I ended up going on there and I looked and he had like there was like 5 stars without a review, and then he had like a review that said like basically that this was trash and whatever. So I did go on that, and from there I noticed that in his same um, store he was selling these jerseys, and he was selling like mystery boxes of jerseys that were like autographed. And the first thing off the bat that caught me is there's no stars on this Dallas Cowboys one, right? And it says like Dallas football mystery box, and I'm like, what? So like I cruise on through, and then I went into like his website because that was his username, and I started looking, and it's like these are all knockoff jerseys, right? Like
oh,
none of they're like literally like the unlicensed pajamas from the pajama cards. Literally, there's no stars on these Cowboy jerseys, no NFL logos, no any of that stuff. And to be fair, he does post on there that these are, you know, customized jerseys, blah blah blah, you know, and he puts it on there that it is. But I even like took a close up of like the tag, like that. You guys there?
you you cut out there for a second, bud.
Did I? Yeah, I think I just came back online. Let's see.
Yeah.
We got the little spinny wheel of death going on.
Yeah. No,
Oh,
you're good now.
I think we're back. I think we're back. All right, cool.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. I don't know. The maybe the guy got mad. But yeah, so I like memorabilia too, right? So I have like some footballs, and I, you know, yeah, I love my jerseys. You know, I'm rocking the Derwin James today. You know, I enjoy that stuff, and I could see like my fiance going on Walmart.com and seeing something like this, and then like picking it up for me for like a birthday or something like that, and I would just be like, dude, I could see a mom getting that for their kid. You know what I mean? And it's like, you know, I get it, but you're trying to like play that role. You know what I mean? Like you're walking the edge as close as you can to being like illegal, you know, in order to like to sell something. So I just thought, I'm like, man, I would never buy anything from that dude. Like if I ever see that guy's name pop up on eBay, or I mean, if you're willing to go that far, like in the real world like that, like imagine the shady stuff that dude's willing to
Yeah.
do. So
And you know, it's like there's to me in this industry or in this hobby, there's two types of people, a giver or a taker, right? And I personally think myself as a giver. Some of the cards I pull, I don't keep, I give away. Yeah, there's nothing wrong. There's a few rookies that I will resell for the sole purpose of getting more product to give, right? So that's the part we take advantage of. Like, but you know, through this industry, or I keep saying industry because I keep thinking of it as a business. Through this hobby of ours, this community, we tend to find more people that are like, you know, like Lions Luck. I sent
yeah,
him a PSA 9 Tyleek Williams auto, first round pick out of for the Lions, as well as a Barry Sanders game worn patch card. And you know, I probably could have turned around and sold him easily, but I
Yeah,
knew
I
he was
mean,
a huge.
don't get it wrong. I sell cards, dude. I pull an
Yeah.
Ashton Genty card and it's worth a lot of money, dude. I'm selling the hell out of that Raider card.
Oh, yeah.
I'm buying me a freaking Omari Hampton or something. You know what I mean? It's just
Yep.
that's part of it. That's what the hobby is intended for.
It's
And
the people
I
that
do
are
enjoy the
standing in
business.
line. People
Yeah.
standing in line, taking all the boxes out
Yeah.
before a kid that's 9 years old who wants to buy a box just to rip with his dad or his mom or his brother or sister. And we want to build collectors in the hobby that love what we do, not rip it away from them,
And that, I mean, it is what it is. And I mean, I'm not, one of these, tinfoil hat guys. And I'm not one of these like conspiracy theory guys. I mean, I get it. That's what we do this for. We're hoping that we're picking up these cards and hand them down to our kids or retire with them one day, or the kids can sell them, whatever, but I do it because I enjoy the game. I do respect the business end of it, but it's the gouging. You know what I mean? The gouging is where I see the problem. And, we'll have to see, where the future goes. But I just don't appreciate the gouging. You know what I mean? So if you're going to buy something, and it goes up in value, next year that rookie did good, say Jaden Daniels goes and wins a Super Bowl. Of course, now those blaster boxes are worth more money. It is what it is. But to just pick something up right off the shelf and be like, oh, now it's, double. I'm like, this is.
I will warn, if anybody's hearing and they happen to be in my neck of the woods, and we're talking about availability, and the chances are I'm going to go with my son to the store and try and pick up a box of football cards to rip, but I see a freaking scalper taking all them boxes on, right? I'm going to get thrown out of that store because I'm having a fight.
Yeah.
It's one of those things. Because, like, I do it because it's memories for my kid.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good time. I enjoy ripping packs. Yeah. I do. I'd say 80% of my collecting is singles. I'll buy the players that I want, trade for the players that I want. I'll catch up with people like yourself or people that were, in the chat with us and stuff like that. How's it going, Grace? Thanks for joining us.
Yeah.
Thanks, I'll catch up with, people like you guys and swap and trade, and that stuff's great. That's the memories for me. We did it at the schoolyard. We did it out there and we were playing football in the street, and, and so I kind of like that. You know what I mean? So
Texas Ripper says a rookie that has a standout year, collect the cool players. And if they stay good forever, then you have stories.
Yeah. And you have value. So it's perfect.
That's exactly what this being a collector is about,
Yeah.
I mean, but it is, the scalpers hurt the hobby for sure. Justin at Big Sky PC and Rips. They do.
Yeah. And when they start gouging, then people can't get a hold of the stuff. So kids aren't even getting a hold of it. And then they can't afford to pay double the price. I mean, hell, they could probably barely afford to buy a blaster box as it is,
So I did I bought into a break, a select hobby break. Actually ended up winning like 6 teams. It's crazy. And I only paid for 2 of them, but I got like 6 teams, and not one of them was my Packers. So I got all these cards coming into me, and I'm already going to give them away to people.
Did you get the Chargers in that break?
I didn't. I got the Packers, Jets. I did pull a Aaron Rodgers silver. Is it premier level from Select? Which I'll keep in my PC because I'm an Aaron Rodgers fan. But it was more like a kicker box. There were a lot of kickers that was pulled out of there. I did pull a Joe Flacco out of 149 double patch because I got the Ravens and the Colts, and I happened to have him on the Ravens and the Colts patch card out of Select. But I got that coming to me. But I'm buying the breaks, and it's probably those same scalpers that are freaking, relisting their product and stuff. But I'm talking about, like, when we talk about availability and affordability, right? When you're living in a small town like I do, and the availability of product is very few and far between because we got one store that carries it. And instead of like having, now that I hear the story about Walmart, why would I buy from Walmart from a third party when they're just going to relist it for double the price?
Yeah, you just got to be careful. You know what I mean? When I was thumbing through the Walmart site, they had Target blasters on the Walmart site. Mm-hmm. So, and it's the same. It's the way that the commerce thing's going. It's like they're trying to compete with Amazon and whatnot. So anybody that has any type of storefront, and I think you have to have a resale license, but anybody has like a business license or something can get on Target and just or Walmart and just sell all the products that you have. So there are a lot of products that you'll see on like Walmart, Target. They're all kind of doing that now where it's just literally people selling it and shipping it to you. So it'll tell you it's not shipped from Walmart, and you can look at the seller and everything. So you just got to kind of be careful, I mean, me personally, like if I was going to buy into brakes, because I really don't get into brakes too much. I collect, I found like a Prism blaster today that I ripped, on my channel, but I would probably get into a brake on something that I normally couldn't get. Like I'd jump on a hobby box of some kind or like a higher end product, maybe like some type of like, I mean, even now with all the CT scanning and crap, I don't know if I'd want to jump in on, any of that stuff like Flawless or something of that nature.
Well, I'm going to warn you. It's like having a tattoo. Once you start, you don't want to stop.
Yeah.
If you get into a rabbit hole.
Yeah. But I mean, I like to rip packs, dude. Like I ripped some today, man, and I was actually pretty stoked. What did I get? I don't know. I think I might even put them away. Like I was actually stoked. I did get like a Romo Dunze Prism, just a base rookie.
No one cares about the Bears.
I got this like really bitching Terry Bradshaw.
Well, you're a Terry Bradshaw guy, so
yeah. Oh, dude, I like all the Hall of Fame QBs, dude.
Yeah.
I got Joe Namath up there, So even when I get the veteran players on out of the newer stuff, dude, I keep it. I love it, man. I throw it in my box, and it's cool, man. I collect a lot, so I like football, so I collect all the different players.
Yeah. Oh,
I mean, I'm a Charger fan, bro. So I'll be damned if you're gonna see a Raider on the wall or a Chief or a Bronco. That shit ain't happening, pal. But I still have stuff, what I mean. There's an Elway rookie tucked away in the box over here, and I have a few.
Yeah, I almost cut this live off when you showed that Romo Dunze. No one really cares about the Bears. You don't need to be showing that crap around.
I have a lot of Bears on my wall. I have a lot of the old Browns and stuff like that.
There's several Bears that I highly respect, and Walter Payton being one, Mike Singletary being another. Brian Urlacher was this great freaking player, but everybody else can just, go away.
Justin said he's got a mini helmet signed by Bradshaw. I actually have a 8x10 that's up there with all my stuff signed by Bradshaw. Yeah. So, and I collect a lot of the Hall of Famers. I have everything, all dialed in. I got running backs and tight ends and linemen and D linemen. You know what I mean? Like I have a collection of all those cards. I just like football, man. It's just like, you don't really see any Seahawks up there because they used to be in our division. So I'm over that, So if you're in the AFC West, you're not going on my wall. It's just how it is. So
will you have them on our live so you can mess with them?
Right. So
yeah. So
I have them tucked in a box. You know what I mean? I have like Lynn Dawson and all that stuff. But
on the 28th, which is like the last Sunday of the month, Smalley Sports Cards, we got him scheduled to come on.
Okay.
He's a Chiefs fan.
Perfect.
So I want you to have fun with him.
Yeah.
I want you to have fun with him.
Yeah, their time is done. That's just how it goes. I do. I still have. I know Seth's in here. And
have a good night, Texas Rippers.
Yeah. Hey, thanks for coming by, man. Seth is a Patriots fan, and I do have a Brady card up there, but even that, dude, I mean, they bounced us out of the playoffs way too many times. So I have a hard time stomaching, even the 49ers, dude. I have Montana and Rice up there, but if you remember when the Chargers went to the Super Bowl, who they lost to, so it is what it is. But I mean, I love it, dude. I love all of it, man. And a great player is a great player. I won't put Mahomes on the wall, but I have some Mahomes cards,
So I have to say, Seth, did you happen to see my recent video? I don't know if you saw it yet, but I opened up 4 packs of 2009 Topps Mayo.
Oh, damn, you have those?
Yeah, I opened up 4 packs of them.
I didn't see that.
Yeah, I just honestly I uploaded it right before we came on, so you got to check it out.
You know the original Mayo cut plug card is my Grail card. Like I gotta have one. That's my Grail card right now. I don't even care what player it is.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the actual 1894s though, the original Mayo cut plug.
Yeah.
I mean, there's only I think
Oh,
Harvard and Yale players on there, but
well, Seth, I pulled a Brady out of there, and it is clean. Oh my gosh, it's him and I pulled 2 Wes Welkers out of there, so it was pretty cool. I was hoping to look for the Clay Matthews or BJ Raji rookie cards out of there. But yeah, I ended up getting a steal. I mean, they were out of a hobby box, so $20 for four packs is pretty cool. So I did
those are
pull
cool cards though.
Yeah, I pulled the Nikola Tesla card out of there.
Oh, did you? You didn't
Yeah.
get like the the Benjamin Franklin or anything like that?
No, Nikola Tesla, Samuel Adams. Got Samuel Adams out of there.
The president or the dude that made the beer?
Oh, the president. I think I got the president, not the dude that made the beer. Back in my drinking days, if I would have pulled the Sam Adams, I'd pull my Sam Adams and drink.
Yeah.
You know.
Here's to you, pal. But yeah, no, those are actually cool. I like those Mayo cut plug reprints that they did. Those are pretty cool. Well, Liam, what's up, dude?
Hey.
He just got done doing speed
Just work out with the coach.
working out with the coach for football. So yeah, because he's got football camp coming up. My son also just got a job as he's 15-year-old and was given a job to be a lifeguard. So
Hey, that's cool.
Yep.
He can support your hobby now.
Yeah, he's been supporting my hobby. I can stop buying all the packs myself. He can buy them himself.
Save money for a truck.
He's saving money for a truck. Is what
There
he's
you go.
saying. So
That's
there
what you need to do.
It's smart.
But yeah, no, I do. I think the availability, I think it's going to increase. We're definitely in a bubble type of situation. We're in like a really big hype. So I think eventually, the prices will start coming back down again, and then collecting can kind of get back to collecting a little more. I think it's going to last like this for a while, though. To be honest with you, I think once Topps takes over the license, I say we're going to see a good couple years of just straight.
Well, just right.
Chaos,
Right after COVID, it like got more expensive and more expensive and more expensive and more expensive, and it's going to be tough. And then we go into this transition year 25-26 to, we talked about licensing. Panini going to be unlicensed next year. Topps will be licensed. What's that going to look like? What is the price point going to look like?
I think we're just going to see the transition. I mean, there was unlicensed cards being made back in the 70s and stuff like that too that we saw, you know what I mean? But I mean, I'm going to miss some of the brands that they put out. I do like some of the sets that Panini did incorporate into the hobby and some of the things they brought. I just hope, Topps has got that nostalgic thing going on for me. So I like the Topps brand. I like the Bowman name. Those are two of the cards that I have probably the most of in my collection. So I do like them, but I just hope they I like the innovation, but I don't like this over innovating thing that's kind of happening. It's like just too much. Like, get back to the basics, make stuff player worn, you know what I mean? And give us some good not like this Panini thing where they got like a patch card for $4,000 of a dude. It just doesn't make sense. I do like the innovation. Just don't over innovate it and come up with some cool designs, and give us old guys a freaking cool old set. You know what I mean? Do the Mayo cut plug set again, or do just a set that's kind of got that retro vibe to it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I want to see Topps Archive. That would be pretty bitching.
Yeah,
I'm going to miss Don Russ for sure. I mean, Don Russ and Optic are going to be probably the biggest one that I'll miss out of Panini. That's probably.
I didn't show this, but I did get this card, and it's actually a game-worn jersey card. Brett Favre, Antonio Freeman, Amon Green, and David Martin. So,
that's actually pretty cool. What year was that from?
This is from. Hold on, let me see. It's
got to be older because it's game worn.
2002.
Yeah, that's pretty.
So, it's game worn jersey quad. So this is one of the cards I picked up, or my wife picked up for me. I love the card. So
that shit would kill my OCD, dude. because I wouldn't know which side to display. I'd be like, what the hell are we doing? I'd have to like hang it.
I'm gonna have to get one of those things that actually rotates, right?
Yeah. Yeah. That's a
Yeah.
cool card, man.
Yeah, I like it. I like the card. But yeah, like, and I went through my collection and I have several game worn stuff. Was worn by a featured player. What do you think about player worn memorabilia? It's not the same thing as game worn, but it's player worn.
I'm cool with it.
You cool with it? Yeah. Like,
as long as
like this
it's player
Jordan
worn,
James one. Jordan James one is a player worn memorabilia.
I'm cool with it. Like if they're doing it like the rookie premiere, I don't care if they're throwing on jerseys. At least it's associated with the player, and it's from that event. You know what I mean? They were at the rookie premiere or something like that. I'm cool with that totally.
My favorite the game cards though, the game worn, and if they tell you what game it came from.
Yeah, those are super cool.
Those are like to me that's, I think, short print. Like, you know, if you can give me the date that it was playing on, I wouldn't. I don't care who the player is. I'd keep them. I'd keep it all. It's a great concept to have. So
yeah, no, that's really cool. I did pick up that Lad McConkey, and it's actually game worn, or player worn. That rookie RPA I got, but of course it's unlicensed. I'm like, Jesus, I can't win. You know what I mean? But it's actually a good looking card. So
I mean, you can't complain. Like I don't think do I have it? I don't have it in here.
I mean, I wish there was a way that they could, you know, work out some kind of deal so we could keep Optic and Don Russ. You know, I do like Mosaic too. You know, I'm gonna have to pick up a lot of Mosaic this year because I've still never pulled a Honeycomb. So, and that's like one of my favorite cards. Probably one of my favorite. Yeah, the Honeycomb.
The Mosaic.
Yeah, I love those cards, and I've never pulled one. I've never pulled the Honeycomb before. So,
oh man,
I wanted a Honeycomb in the Chargers just because the yellow would, you know, look good.
No, it would actually be pretty cool. I think the only Honeycomb I pulled was an Andre Reed Buffalo Bill one. No, Bruce Smith. I don't know. It was the Bills.
I pulled Downtowns. I pulled Drips. I pulled pretty much a little bit of everything. I've never pulled a Honeycomb though.
I've not pulled a Drip. Drip is one of the ones I want. I want a Drip.
Yeah, I pulled the Zay Flowers one out of Prestige. What 2023 was it? I think it was. Yeah. I pulled
I wanted Jaden Reed Drip. I wanted the one from last year because that's one the year I was collecting. It'd be nice to get a Jaden Reed Drip. Actually, I was searching that same guy I was talking to you about who had a little. I was searching through his bargain boxes for cards, and I don't have it here, but I picked up a Genesis, and I forget who it was. Genesis it was a vet from this year's Mosaic, and those Score had the top 100 case hit cards.
Yeah.
Darren Waller.
Did you see Darren Waller came back?
Yeah. So, and he had them marked for $1 a piece. Picked them up right away.
That's cool.
Yeah, I picked them up right away. So
I kept all of my Mannings I got since 1998. Happy I did. I did give some to Miss Jazambi. Yeah, actually, I hit up Jazambi to see if he wanted to come on. He said he's down to come on too. So that dude's a pretty cool cat. We'll have to bring him on one day.
Yeah, 2 Day Rips is a huge Colts fan. And he also collects all of the Mannings. He doesn't. I think. Am I right? 2 Day Rips. I think he collects Peyton Manning, Eli Manning, just the Manning family. So, I actually got a nice little Colts stack, getting ready to send to him. I got 2 Stingley Peacocks from Mosaic.
Yeah, he said Pigskin said he was going to make the his Stingley video. He's going to start doing them.
I would love. I've been searching for Mosaic Peacock for any Packer. Those are pricey.
Yeah.
Because they are like super, super short print, but I'd love to find me a good Peacock.
I've never pulled a Color Blast either. Now that I mention it, I've never pulled a Color Blast, but those aren't really my favorites. I'm not a big Kaboom downtown Color Blast guy. I love the. I have pulled the Genesis too. SV said he pulled one out, but the Genesises are nice. I like those. I like the Honeycombs. What are some of the other parallel? The Drip was really nice. It's like on the canvas type card.
Well, you got
triple's
you
nice.
got the micro mosaic this year.
I like the micro mosaic.
Yeah, those are cool. The money inserts, the money case hits. I pulled one this year, a Xavier Leggett money insert, as well as a Derrick Henry kaleidoscope.
Yeah.
That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
A mosaic, but
my favorite, and it's not really an insert, it's more of like a parallel, and it's not a parallel, but is a parallel, was the Phoenix Fireburst set that they released, the 350 sets. They're like super expensive, but dude, those are probably like the coolest looking parallel that I saw this year.
What were some of the like case hits from like the vintage sets, like some of those things, you know what I'm talking about? They didn't have that back in the vintage rips, like 90s product. And
the only case that I remember, it was at Score. I believe it was in Score, or was it Pro Set? I think it was Score. The first time I ever remember like looking for a case hit was they put the Payne Stewart card in there. It was like the golf player, and then they had the Lombardi Trophy hologram.
Oh,
those were like the first football chase cards that I remember.
Oh, the hologram ones, like the Emmitt Smith hologram ones.
No, those were just parallels. But like for a chase card, they had the Lombardi Trophy, and it was just a hologram on an actual card. That was like the first one I can remember. And then like as we went into like 92, you know, I was talking about last episode, I had pulled that Beam Team Shaquille O'Neal card because I used to collect basketball too. They started coming out with like the Beam Teams, and that's kind of like when it really started to like pick up traction. They started doing like the medallions, and they started doing Pacific used to do a lot of different, you know, random cards, and they had like the 24 karat gold one that you could get, you know.
Yeah, I remember those. Yeah.
But it wasn't like it is now for sure. I mean, there wasn't case hits and all kinds of stuff. It was pretty much just, there was a few parallels and they started coming out. But then once you start hitting the late 90s and stuff like that, that's when it just started going apeshit. So, but like for vintage, you know, there's really not a lot. There's, you know, a lot of people will collect the checklists or stuff like that, but there's nothing that's like parallel.
I know back in grabbing something real quick. Let's see, 1990 Score. I'm gonna open one real quick. It's Series 1 Score. I know they have like, okay, we have, you know, Don Beebe,
right.
Neil Anderson, Johnny Holland, Mike Munchak, who was a coach at one point, right?
Right.
Yeah. Ray Childress, who was a coach at one point as well. Melvin Bratton. Good old Benny Blade, shout out Lions Luck. Cornelius Bennett. Jack Trudeau. Jackie Slater. Let's get some kicker love. Morton Anderson. Yeah. Kelvin Martin. It's a Cowboy, nobody cares. Oh yeah, here's a rookie Reggie Rambert. Oh, here's one. Billy Joe Tolliver. I was actually hoping I'd pull one of those insert parallels.
Yeah, like when I ripped that box, the 95 Pinnacle. You can see like that was when they started like kicking the chase up a little bit, even though they weren't really super rare, but there was a couple chase cards in there. They had like the the Pinnacle Playmakers, and then they had the gosh, I can't even remember now. But there's about 6 different chase cards they put in that set, and that was back in 95. So that's kind of like when they kind of started ramping it up, you know, 95, and you got a 96, and they started doing the autograph cards, and so
there's they have these inserts, like it looks like I think Warren Moon is in this set. Gosh, I'm pulling. Hey, there we go.
Oh, yeah.
Joe Montana.
Hey, I got me a bunch of Joe Montana cards, man.
Yeah.
You got to give it to that guy. That guy was awesome.
Oh, here we go. Remember? Okay. Do you remember these? The ground force.
Yeah, those
When
are
you
cool.
pull these types of cards, these were
Those
were
are the
fun
cool
to pull,
ones. Yeah.
right? Back in the day, I got ground force, Bobby Humphrey, and was that Nigerian Nightmare?
Christian Okoye.
Ooh, ground force,
Yeah.
Christian Okoye.
He had pads like freaking Earl Campbell.
Oh my god. Yeah, so I mean those are like to me those were like when I pulled those when I was younger, that was like cloud 9 for me.
Yeah, we Upper Deck. They did do the hollow cards. Those were when you hit a hollow, it was like whoa. And I think that one year they started doing like the gold hollows. Those were
Okay,
kind of
Super
cool.
Bowl trivia. Super Bowl trivia. Who set a Super Bowl record? It's been broken since, but who set the Super Bowl record with 4 touchdown passes in Super Bowl 13 in 1979?
79.
A. Roger Staubach, B. Jim Plunkett, C. Fran Tarkenton, or D. Terry Bradshaw?
79 would have been Bradshaw.
Boom. Good job.
Yeah.
Good job.
Actually, I think 79 was Staubach against Bradshaw, wasn't it?
It was Staubach against Bradshaw, yeah.
Yeah, it was the Cowboys and the Steelers. But yeah, I hit Lynn Swan, and yeah, that was pretty crazy. I got a Lynn Swan rookie. Nice collection.
Well,
Montana, my favorite quarterback.
Guess what I'm missing this year?
What's that?
I'll show you.
Dude, you know what? One of my favorite Montana cards I have was an annual meeting of shareholders.
At Lambeau Field.
That's cool, though.
Yeah, I'm a shareholder.
Those. Yeah, one of my favorite Montana cards is the 85 tops. I like 85 tops.
Yeah.
That's one of my favorite top sets. Like from my era. I was just a little kid in 85, but the 85 tops football is one of my favorite 80s, 90s sets. I think that it probably looks the coolest.
Yeah.
That's the year when, what'd you have? Who was in there? Was it Elway, Shohei Ohtani? Strike the like button.
Yeah, that's what he does all the time.
Yeah.
Shohei Ohtani.
Yeah, 85, Eric Dickerson's in that set. Who else in there? Elway's in that set. The Montana card just looks cool. Marino, isn't that Marino? Dude, I'd love to get my hands on a box of that stuff and rip it. That stuff is killer.
I'm actually looking forward to I want to rip some more vintage after. Well, my son mentioned it. I was like, when we were ripping up those Mayo packs, I was like, now 2009, son, this is before your time. He goes, yeah, so this is a vintage rip, right, Dad? And I'm like,
relax, pal, relax on all vintage shit right now. You know what I mean?
But when we talk about vintage, I'd love to just go back to being a teenager or young kid and rip through some 80s and 90s product again.
Dude, I remember ripping so much of that stuff, dude. 90s, you know what I mean? And I'm cool. You can use the word retro and it doesn't really hurt as bad. But the whole vintage thing, bro, easy. You know what I mean? Easy.
Hey, listen, I have maybe one gray hair in my beard, okay? I'm not going to go. I may be balding, but I do that preferably, okay?
Right. I just keep my head shaved because you'll see all the gray, dude.
All the gray. All the gray.
Yeah, I have a Montana rookie and a Montana auto. I have that. I have a Jerry Rice rookie and a Jerry Rice auto. I was looking at Justin. He was saying he has one of each year tops cards of Montana. So
yeah,
Montana was legit. I think one of the other bigger PC players I have a lot of Carl Eller. He was one of my favorites. I have a lot of Gale Sayers, Walter Payton.
You're talking Bears. You're talking Bears.
Yeah. Packer wise, I have a lot of Favre stuff. And I have Bart Stars, and I have some of the older Packers. Yeah, not too many modern. I know out of the modern players, I did pick up a lot of Romeo Dobbs. I have a lot of his stuff, and I thought they were going to be solid, man. We'll see what happens with Dobbs this year. I don't know.
People ask me what do I feel about Dobbs or Watson, and I honestly feel if they were going to give an extension to one of them, it's going to be Dobbs over Watson. I think with Watson and his history with injuries, I think he may be a good play. Let him walk. But I know currently they're working on an extension for Quay Walker, which really excited about because I want him to stick around. And Zach Tom, right tackle.
Okay.
So who knows? Maybe Dobbs and Watson are walking next year. Don't know, but we'll definitely see how the course goes.
85 was the first year of the Indy Colts, I believe. 84, 85.
Yeah.
Yeah, I ripped that 95. Remember we pulled that. You didn't know Marshall Falk was a Colt?
Yep. Oh, I know. I got plenty of his. I like Folk. But I got a lot of his Colt stuff.
Marshall Falk was legit.
Yeah, Marshall Falk.
He was really good.
It wasn't Bettis. No, Bettis was a Ram.
He was a Ram. He came up with the Rams.
Yep.
Falk was with the Colts. He played like a couple years, 2 or 3 years, and then they traded him away, and then that's when they picked up.
Yep.
I know I'm drawing a blank right now.
So we did.
Manning's running back. What was his name?
Edgerrin James.
Edgerrin James. There you go.
Yeah. So Notre Dame. Okay, I got to say that I got to mention this. Notre Dame. Have you seen their wide receiver class?
No.
Okay, so Jerome Bettis' son is a wide receiver for Notre Dame.
Okay.
Remember Jermichael Finley?
No.
He was a tight end before he got injured too much for Green Bay Packers. His son is a wide receiver for them. Plaxico Burress.
Okay.
His son is a wide receiver
Burress
for Notre Dame now.
Okay.
And then there was one other person. Gosh. It is I'll tell you right now. That's that. Larry Fitzgerald's son.
Okay.
Is a wide receiver for Notre Dame.
Yep. Is he really?
Yep.
Larry Fitzgerald's one of my favorite receivers of all time, bro.
Yeah.
He's like the best.
Oh, then I have a card for you then.
Dude, Larry Fitzgerald's one of my favorites.
Oh, Justin.
Rice.
Oh my gosh.
Jerry Rice is like
gave my Favre auto because he was a fan too. I only have 10 Favre cards now. You gave a Favre auto to Jazambi. Oh, lucky Jazambi. Lucky Jazambi. I mean, luckily I have 4 autographed helmets of Favre, but that is my grail card, is to find an auto of Favre, the right auto card of Favre. I got to find that one.
Yeah, I don't think I have a Larry Fitzgerald auto either. I need to get one of those. He's one of my favorite receivers. I mean, so I have this thing. I have a thing, dude. I can't stand when people say the GOAT. Like, that kind of drives me nuts, right? Because in football, you can't really say there's like a greatest player of all time. You kind of got to break it down into position. You know what I mean? And even then, it's like there's arguments and stuff. But I'll tell you right now, the only player that I could throw the GOAT tag on is Jerry Rice, dude, as a receiver. I don't know what you think about that. Dude, if you go, he's the greatest receiver of all time, dude. Because no one's even close, right? Like, I don't think anybody could sit down and go, oh, yeah, Jerry Rice, and somebody go, oh, well, but, you can say Moss.
You want to know who my GOAT is?
Who's that?
My son.
Well, that's different. You know what I mean? That's different.
My son is the greatest of all time when it comes to playing football.
Yeah.
I don't care who. It's him. I got his signed card to prove it.
There you go. But like, I look and everybody, you get the arguments. And then there's Brady, and then Mahomes is this, and then you go back, but Bradshaw won 4 Super Bowls, and you go all the way back, and it's different eras and different times. There's always a conversation. But when you say receiver, I don't think there's anybody in the chat right now that would say anybody but Jerry Rice.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think there's an argument that can be had. Like, you talk about running backs, you got the Berries, and you got the Jim Browns, and you start moving closer into the future. Like, there's arguments, the Gale Sayers, the Walter Paytons, but when it's receiver, it's Jerry Rice, and then Larry Fitzgerald is a number 2 for sure, but him and then Moss. But dude, that guy was awesome. You want to talk about hands, dude? You know what I mean? Yeah, Randy Moss was cool, dude. I go 2 and 3 on Randy Moss, or 2 and 3. I could flip either Fitzgerald and Moss. I'm looking at Justin. But I'm cool with that. I agree. Moss was magical, dude. That guy ran routes like a freaking gazelle, dude. I don't know where he just.
Well, and you remember the whole with the Cardinals for so long, they could not keep receivers.
Yeah.
And then Larry Fitzgerald comes on, and he became the stalwart. I mean,
I
he
thought,
became,
dude, for sure they were going to win a Super Bowl when they had Anquan Bolden over there and Larry Fitzgerald. They were a solid team, man.
yeah.
I'd give Moss number 2. You know, either or.
Yeah.
I think Moss had more touchdowns, but Larry Fitzgerald had more receiving yards. You know that Larry Fitzgerald's 2 in receiving yards.
Yeah.
But either way, dude, I mean, you Moss and Fitzgerald are definitely right up there. But it's like Jerry Rice is ahead of him by like 7,000 yards. Dude. He's like 7 seasons away from like the second place guy. He was.
Well, let's be honest. The GOAT team of quarterbacks is the Green Bay Packers. They've always gotten great quarterbacks. Always.
They have. Bart
Always.
Starr was awesome. I don't know if
Starr,
I'd say.
the original OG. Yeah, I mean that guy was amazing. You know, even I think Magic Man would have been decent had he not had that bad injury that Brett Favre took over.
Yeah.
You know, Favre, then Rodgers. We'll see how Love turns out.
Charles Woodson said Moss was the hardest person to cover. Yeah, and Moss was badass, dude. He was a technician for sure. That guy, his routes were just like impeccable, and he could go up and get the ball. I have a couple of his rookies, dude.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, no, it's been great, man. What are we doing? Where are we at on the fantasy football? We're gonna go ahead and use Sleeper, right?
Yeah, we're gonna do Sleeper. We're gonna put out a short on Hammy and Son. I'll put out a short on who's interested in signing up. We're looking at 12 teams.
All right.
To be a part of our fantasy football this year.
Anybody in the chat want to join in the fantasy football? I know SV said he would do it. Seth said he'd be down.
Yeah, I know Seth said he wanted to.
Yeah. Anybody else in the chat right now thinking about doing the fantasy football? Who's down there? I mean, yeah, you guys did have a lot of quarterbacks though. Look, you know, Aaron Rodgers wasn't a slouch. You know what I mean? And I don't think Jordan Love's a slouch either. So you had Favre and.
Yeah, I think it's the way draft and develop, you know. But yeah, we're gonna so Sick Twist.
Sick Twist is in. Sean's in for sure.
Okay.
And probably Little Sean, his son, King All Red. He's not in here tonight, but I'm sure he'll join in with us too.
Okay.
And then Seth said he'll do it. Justin, you down? You gonna jump in? And we'll talk to a couple other people. Anybody can just email me or Hammy, either way.
Yeah,
just let us know.
Email one of us. But we'll look out for
Instagram.
A short.
Message me.
You're gonna put a short on for Pigskin.
Yeah, I'll throw a short up there. We'll talk to Small Town Rips if they want to do it. I got to get taken care. Man, I'm working on something for Small Town Rips.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got to take care of that, dude. I've been busy, man.
Oh, Justin wants to.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we'll get 12, and then I'm nailed down.
We'll do the drive live. We'll sit here and we'll just kind of go over it while everybody's drafting. We'll be on live and we'll just kind of go, so they could kind of tune in if they want to.
Oh yeah, draft live.
That'd be pretty fun to do. And then
start studying now, guys.
Studying. But yeah, that'd be cool. We'll do the live draft, and then we'll just go over it every week. We'll touch base on it, and we'll see who's leading and who's not, dude.
Yeah.
But we need a first and a last place trophy. So.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
We'll get one of those little
toilet bowl.
Heck yeah. Yeah, fantasy's just fun, man. I just play it for fun, dude. You know, it is what it is. And we'll do it cheap. Come up with an idea. We'll do it cheap. I know we played last year and it got kind of hectic because it was like everybody buy a box of this.
Rich wants to do it too.
That was kind of a lot, but yeah, I mean, we'll just do it plain and simple, man. You know, $20, $40, whatever, $50. That's, you know, whatever you want to do. But I don't want to get into buying this and that. You know what I mean? We'll donate a couple things, but we'll just keep it simple for everybody playing.
So tell everybody, looks like this is probably going to be the new time frame, 5 o'clock.
Yeah, I think we're going to stick to 5 o'clock. We're gonna stay at this time. I think it works a little bit better. Cool. You know, I think it gives people some time to kind of get settled in from the day or whatever.
Yeah. Fun
is a great word, dude. It is. You got to have fun. Yeah. Everything in life starts with an F, dude. That's good.
You know what's not a great word?
What's that?
Scalpers.
Yeah, scalpers. Hey, everything great in life starts with an F, dude. Just food, fun, football, free. You know what I'm saying? The other word that would get us kicked off of YouTube.
Yep.
But yeah, dude,
All right, I got to go cook some burgers tonight.
I'm
so-
cooking burgers too, man. I'm headed down there.
Yeah.
So I want to say thanks to everybody that showed up tonight, man. I appreciate you guys all once again. It's fun to get in the chat and
Yep.
talk a little bit of nonsense. But
Yeah, we love you guys.
yes,
Awesome.
sir. And
Yep.
we'll see you guys next week. And maybe hopefully then we'll have a little bit more information, and we should have the league set up so we can all download the apps and
It'll be
get ready
set
to
up.
go.
It'll be set up in the next day. So
Yeah. Yucky scalpers, man. So you guys all have a good evening, and we'll see you guys